How's it going, everybody? It's Sean here, back today to give you guys a review of the Air Jordan 3 Retro SE in the Animal Instinct 2.0 colorway. This pair released on June 25th for a retail price of $250 US or $330 here in Canada. So I did want to point out this is a price increase over the Animal Instinct 1.0 that released months back. The official colorway for this shoe is black, white, and gorge green, and this was a pretty easy shoe to cop, probably because of the super high price point. So whereas the Animal Instinct 1.0 focused more on faux pony hair, in this case, these 2.0s focus on more premium leathers instead. So to me, this is sort of a twist from a material and slightly from a color standpoint on the classic black cement 3s. So as we take a deep dive into the shoe, for the most part, the frontal half of the sneaker is constructed out of this faux croc skin leather. Replacing the traditional elephant print, covering the front toe cap, we have a snakeskin printed leather instead. Running up the center of the shoe where the eyelets are, so on the bottom we have these 5 red colored eyelets, followed by 3 black colored plastic eyelets, and then 2 yellow eyelets at the very top. Beneath the layer of croc skin print, here we have this ostrich print leather instead. Moving towards the back heel, so covering the top ankle portion area, here we have this green colored croc skin printed suede, which has a very rough and sandy texture to it. Wrapping around the bottom of the back heel, we have this brown colored elephant print, which is different from the traditional gray color. And then found on the center of the back heel, we have your Jordan 3 heel cup, which is actually lined in a very vibrant yellow colored leather. It's finished off with the Jumpman Air branding instead of the traditional Nike Air. For the laces, these come with waxed black colored laces, which is a nice premium touch. And then underneath this, you'll see that the tongue is done in this gray colored leather, and it also has a scaly, bumpy animal texture to it as well. This is finished off with this red embroidered Jumpman in the center. On the back side of the tongue, this is done in this silky smooth red nylon material, and we have the words Animal Instinct embroidered in red. The remainder of the interior of the Jordan 3s is also done in that same silky smooth nylon textile, and it's done in this black color. And compared to past Jordan 3 retro releases, I found that the inner collar for this pair felt a little bit less stuffed. Pulling up the insoles, these come with a bright yellow colored insole, which is actually done in polyurethane, and it's finished off with a red Jumpman on the heel. In addition to the black laces, Jordan Brand also gives us 2 extra lace options, so there is a red colored lace and a yellow colored lace as well. The upper of these Jordan 3s sits atop this sail or off-white colored midsole, and we have this black paint covering the back heel. Underneath the heel, we have this cutaway which exposes this Nike Airsole unit found within the midsole. And then turning the shoe over to the bottom, here we have your classic Jordan 3 outsole. For the most part, this is done in that same sail or off-white cream color that was found on the midsole. However, we have the splash of red on the forefoot and yellow on the back heel. In terms of sizing, I found that these fit true to size. I don't know if it's just me, but I found that recent Jordan 3 releases have fit much more true to size than in the past. So whereas I'm a true size 10, and in the past I've had to go up to a 10.5, with recent releases like the UNC 3s for example, all those guys I fit perfectly fine sticking with a size 10. So for this pair, no exception, I'd recommend just sticking true to size. Next up, from a comfort standpoint, so I usually find that the Jordan 3 is one of the more comfortable, old school retro Jordans in the lineup. And while the underfoot feeling on this shoe is pretty much the same, the leather they used on the upper felt a little bit stiff, and to me it felt like it needed a little bit more break-in time than usual. Finally, in terms of the quality on this sneaker, so we all know that the price point on this pair was very high, and to me, while the quality didn't necessarily meet the price point that this shoe was set at, compared to standard Jordan 3s, this was definitely a more elevated take. I said earlier that the leather felt a little bit more stiff, but that's not to say that it was poor quality. The leather that they used on this pair was actually very good. And I'm guessing the variety of the faux animal prints used on this shoe probably cost Jordan Brand a little bit more, which explains why this was $250 US or $330 Canadian. With that said though, I fully expect this pair to go on sale at some retailers, and I wouldn't even be too surprised if some of these landed in Nike outlets worldwide. With all that being said now, let's lace up these Animal Instinct 2.0 Jordan 3s, and I'll show you guys how these look on feet. If you guys know me, you know I'm a big fan of the Jordan 3, and overall I'm a pretty big fan of this shoe. Price point aside, I know it was very high and it was even hard for me to stomach paying full retail, but I do appreciate the uniqueness of this shoe, specifically the different animal print leathers that they used, and the fact that it sort of looks like your normal Jordan 3 black cement from the front, but then on the back, we have this crazy loud splash of yellow and green, which was kind of cool. Obviously, this is not going to be a shoe for everyone, and I know a lot of people were scared off by the price point, so if you are a fan of this shoe, cross your fingers, maybe this pair will go on sale, because as of right now, there are tons of these sitting on sites worldwide. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me a follow on Instagram at sgo8, check out my Twitter account at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you all for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in my next review.